Sorry about that. I touched the internet connection on my computer, and I touched it, and it disconnected. So I had to end the stream because I didn't want to continue talking, and then none of it gets recorded, which it didn't actually because I left it on for a few seconds. Anyway, so I was talking about my nose and deviated septum. So anyway, I was talking about a couple of things which now I look back on. I was talking about things. Things were starting up. Okay, so now I'm going to continue on with the events of these two pictures, right? So this and that. So the second time, I see. Yeah, we're talking about the diet. I was talking about this. So I was talking about this in the diet, and I'll talk. It's called trophology. It's ancient Chinese. It's not just ancient China, but it's in fact, you know what? Here you go. You can pause it and read it. Introduction for you now. I mean, I'll read it to you later. If you want to read a little bit. I just read since carnivorous metabolisms burn sugar, and it looked like coronavirus. Weird. Did I show you that side? I can't remember. So just pause it and read it. I never thought about this. I'm doing it with other books as well, because I have books later that you can read um, different information. I'll read it to you. I will read it out. Um, certain things. So I was reading this and learning about this the same time I had seen Lights, that spreadsheet. Uh, and the picture behind you, this one that I'm pointing to, this thing is a dream I had of someone third person. Besides for the shark, not the shark. The shark I just added there. According to a recent survey, an American average American male today carries about 5 pounds of undigested, putrefied red meat in his gut. Leave 5 pounds of meat in the dark, warm, moist place for a few days and see for yourself the result of putrefaction. A severely septic condition of the human intestinal tract is unique is in nature, yet Western physicians take it for granted and even insist that it is harmless, taken for granted, to the rest of the system. In fact, however, in order to protect itself from the chronic toxic irritation of improperly combined meals, the colon secretes large quantities of mucus to entrap the toxic particles before they damage the colon's sensitive lining. When this occurs at every meal, every day, every week throughout the year, it is as quite typical in modern Western diets. The colon ends up secreting a constant stream of mucus, which accumulates and gets impacted in the folds of the colon. This results in a narrowing of the passage through the colon and the constant seeping of toxins into the bloodstream by osmosis. When the impacting of toxic mucus in the colon reaches a critical pressure, it causes a pocket or ballooning outward through the colon lining, causing a condition called diverticulosis. Now, that's what I even forgot because I didn't read it, but someone I know that has that. Uh, yeah, still doesn't understand. Still, I mean, I didn't, So there you go. That's the word right there. Diverticulosis. So all that stuff, which they're not going to say, they'll say you have it, has got to do with the way you eat, but they won't tell you that it's your diet because they don't get, So it's all, you figure it out. And cancer are the next stages of colon degeneration caused by these conditions. Having correlated the Tao diet with the Western scientific terminology, let's take a closer look at the specific practical side of triphology with some concrete examples of food combining and triphology. This is the worst possible combination of foods to mix together at a single meal, and yet protein and starch, and yet is the mainstay of modern Western diets: meat and potatoes, hamburgers and fries, eggs and toast, etc. When one consumes protein and starch together, the alkaline enzyme ptyalin pours into the food as it is chewed in the in the mouth. When the masticated food reaches the stomach, digestion of starch by alkaline enzymes continues unabated, thereby preventing the digestion of protein by pepsin and other acid secretions. The ever present bacteria in the stomach are thus permitted to attack the protein, and putrefaction commences, rendering nutrients in the protein food largely useless to you and producing toxic wastes and foul gases, including such poisons as indole, skatole, phenol, hydrogen sulfite, uh, phenylpropanoic acid, and others. If that is the case, you may well wonder then why does the stomach have no trouble handling foods that naturally contain both protein and starch, such as whole grains? As Dr. Shelton points out, there is a great difference between the digestion of food, however complex its composition, and its digestion of a mixture of different foods. To a single article of food that is starch protein combination, the body can easily adjust its juices, both as a strength and timing, to digestive requirements of the food. When two foods are eaten with different, even opposite digestion needs, this precise adjustment of juices and of to requirements becomes impossible. The rule: eat concentrated proteins such as meat, fish, eggs, and cheese separately from concentrated starches such as bread, potatoes, and rice. For example, eat toast or eggs for breakfast, a hamburger patty or bun for lunch, and meat and potatoes for dinner. Protein and protein. Different proteins have different digestive requirements. For example, the strongest enzymatic action in milk occurs during the last hour digestion, whereas on meat, it occurs during the first hour, and on eggs, somewhere in between. It is instructive to recall the ancient dietary law which Moses imposed on his people, forbidding the simultaneous consumption of milk and flesh. Two similar meats, such as beef and lamb, or two types of fish, such as salmon and shrimp, are not sufficiently different in nature to cause digestive conflict in the stomach and may thus be consumed together. Rule: eat only one major type of protein in a single meal. Avoid combinations such as meat and milk, fish and cheese. Ensure the assimilation of full range of vital amino acids by varying the types of concentrated proteins taken at different meals. Now, yeah, we'll go into the whole Moses thing later because Moses is not real, and neither is all the stories like Moses in Egypt and stuff like that. But that's got to do with the whole thing I was talking about in the first video with Israel, Israel, right? So the name was made up. There was no ancient Israel, according to Jordan Maxwell and other people, and basically listening to why that's the case and how it's made up is because the 64 hexagram of the I Ching, Chinese or astrology thing, is 64, right? Which I'll tell you in movies they put the 64 in everywhere. Examples like Devil's Advocate, and he has 64 straight convictions, and he goes, "What a number!" The reason why he says that is because it's like subliminal messaging, or it's like a game where because they know that's what it is. Then if you don't look or you don't look deeper, then you won't know what's going on, which leads up to what I'm going to talk about with the so basically, so I is the ninth letter, S is 19, so 9 plus 19 plus R 18. It's funny as I said R 18 plus. Anyway, so but R is 18th letter, A is the first letter, and E is the fifth, and L is 12th. Plus them all together, you get 64. So that's why it's 64 connects 64. And then I was looking at, like, for example, the movie Why 24 is Everywhere. What's 24 about? But 24 is reversed 42, which is the laws of Egypt, right? So, but 42, for example, like they reversed the, devil is lived backwards and evil is live backwards. So it's like for backwards 42 is Israel. So the fact of the matter is that Israel never existed and it has nothing to do with that story. So they leave out the whole empires and they leave out, what happened with the Greeks and the Persians, and all that kind of stuff was left out for a reason. So history has been screwed up. And that's why I was talking about, Mother started talking about the World War II, and when they said that the Nazis killed 17 million people, and it was got to do with 6 million Jews, which is also not true. It doesn't. The events, there has been murders, there was killings, but it's not about numbers. It's because there was a lower number. Because the establishment of Israel is 1948, which is a rat year, the first sign, and America is 1776, which is the ninth sign. Okay, ninth monkey. So monkey, rat, and dragon are affinity. So COVID, okay, 519. And you go, oh, that's doesn't mean anything. And that's where I'm telling you, if you look at the astrology, the way the structure is, don't even have to look deeply. You can just look up the normal. I'm not talking about the moon sign because, like I said in the last video, the Aries is not the first. But the reason why Aries is the first is a reason why Aries is the first, because Aries is I'll start writing diagrams now because I've got the time and I've got the energy, but I'm just going to quickly let you read. You can pause. I did 61, 60, 62. Wait, that's not 62. I did it wrong. What? 64, what the hell? Oh, 62 is that way. I didn't show the other side of the page. Or did I? Yeah. Sorry if I did. No, I did that. I did show that. No. Wait. I did show this. No. So 61, 62. I did show this. Yeah, just in case I didn't. Just in case. But I will read this to you and we'll go over it. So quickly just pause that. Take a photo. I can show the other side. All right, so that one. So the whole thing of the COVID-19, which is, so that's why I was saying, I was repeating this over and over again, and they said, oh, it was spam. I'm like, how is this spam? I'll repeat it to you now. Okay. Then the reason is because I was writing it on other people's pages, and I was telling people to have a look on my page. But that's not wrong. You can't, that's not bad. But they had any excuse to just, take my thing down. So I'm going to be more, I don't know, selective, or I don't know how I want to do that. I don't know how to make my channel. I'm thinking I'm going to have to wait a second before I continue. I'm just wondering if these cards are still useful. So I have 250 cards to give away, which could be 250 subscribers. Yeah, you can find me. Yeah, it would work. Yeah, because my name is that. So Adrian, yeah. So this one. So I'm gonna give out these cards to people. I made a business card. Okay. And I will also talk on people's channels, but just I don't know. I'll just see if I can get some warnings before. But I was actually really curious. I wasn't posting like I didn't want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation with someone. I was posting on these different channels. I'll give you the names of those channels because there's only a handful of them. And I wanted to have a conversation. A lot of people liked what I was saying because they looked and they understood. And it wasn't a one-sided thing. The whole thing of the situation is uncovering everything, like Jordan Maxwell did, like a lot of people are doing. Because when a Zionist says things like, "Oh, Moses, what about the story of Moses and how slavery?" and I'm like, "Why are you bringing that up? Why are you getting people to kill people based upon another lie?" And then you're getting angry and going, "They're liars, they're liars." It's like they hate children. They hate children. Like, what if children want to figure it out and figure out a better way and want to connect to, like extraterrestrials and stuff? Like, what is that about? And the same community talks about like, oh, you know, killing Hitler and stuff like that. Even the whole thing, like killing Hitler as a baby, like it was Hitler, and it's babies. Like it's nothing to do with adults. All these adults that were organizing religions, killing children, and ripping them apart and making them saints under Jewish law. And that's all just, we can't talk about that. So it's just it's not saying that the that there isn't but even with like talking about the one-sided thing, like we're all okay with talking about Christianity and in a sense like, oh, the stories and the realism. It's not real. They don't want real stories, but then looking at how it breaks it down, how it's astrologically broken down, and that's what the whole thing was about. So when I said things like, one of the big things was look at the movie Snake Eyes with so 1 second, did I show 63, 64? I think I did show that before. So it's movie Snake Eyes. Oh, it's about a guy that gets shot, a politician that gets shot. His name is Charlie Kirkland. So it's same as Charlie Kirk. The movie Snake Eyes, right? So the year 2025 is a snake year, okay? With Nicolas Cage. Snake year, 2025. Charlie Kirk. And the day that the movie's made in Charlie Kirk, the real Charlie Kirk, that was 5 years old in 1990, 1998, 97, he's 4 years old, and the family connection. So it's all sort of prepared. Like he's going to go to this school, he's going to do that. If he doesn't get out of this, so they calculate that if you don't go into a religion, if you start becoming Christian, you're part of an astrological mapping system. So if you're an ox like he was, they know what oxes are going to do. They know what snake is going to do. They know what a rooster is going to do, how he's going to be Christian. Because there's been millions and billions and so many, and they've seen them all. And then they know what a Pisces is going to do. They know what a sheep is going to do. They know what a monkey is going to do. They know because that's what they focus on. That's what's real. That's why they deceived and made everyone believe that it's not real by putting moon signs and showing people, and also screwing that up too, making it it's a bit ahead. So someone will go, I'm not a Aries, and they're right. They're not Aries. Like, I'm not an Aries. I thought I was an Aries. I thought I was born 3rd of April as an Aries. It's not. It's Pisces. It's just a few days away. So stuff like that, I started realizing. I was like, oh, okay. And then obviously you see the whole tarot card community. They're all talking about Pisces. You're the 12th sign. I'm like, what are you talking about, the 12th sign? So I only recently realized Pisces is only the 12th sign because of the moon sign reading. But coincidentally, how weird is that you've got this kind of stuff? I'll read this to you later. I mean, I'll show you later. 65. So I read this book from cover to cover, and I read it years ago, and I read it over and over again. But again, it was very difficult to absorb, and also, but I still did it. I still tried my best to not make a mistake, and I did the 7-day cleaning. I did the colonic irrigation. I saw the stuff that came out of me, and I, freaked out and went, okay, that sucks, but I have to do it, and I want to do it because I want to help everyone else around me. Because also, like, it's not just about it's like, it's nice to be prepared. So I'm not, I'm not really as scared. So when people say, oh, don't talk about me having cancer, I'm like, I'm okay with you talking about it because it's not like it's an uncommon event. If it was uncommon, it was very rare, and there was like, yeah, if you don't think about it, it doesn't happen. Okay, that's great. That makes sense. That's mathematically makes sense. Because it's so common, it's you got to prepare for it, and you can't be covering it up. And when you're in that situation that you're stuck and no one cares, and everyone's like still eating and still thinking, and you're dying, and then you're at a party or you're at a thing, and they go, oh, poor thing, you got cancer. I feel so sorry for you. What can I do to help you? Do you want me to give you a sweet? Like, you want to help me? You want to eat like this? Don't bring that over. Don't make me feel like worse than I can't have to be. I've already spent my whole life doing that. It helped me, get me out of it. Don't bring me those things. Don't try and make me feel. But then it starts with when you don't have cancer. Someone goes to their house. I don't like to eat this because I'm doing this. Don't get offended. That's where cancer. That's where it is. It's like, genetically modified food. I don't like eating genetically modified food. I don't like it. But then, you go to a Zionist person's house. A lot of them are just, so it's just what do you like? That's what I'm saying. I got to the point where I'm like, what are you doing? What do you do? There's the same people talk about the same planet. I just did that same page. 67. Okay. So and now with the whole, I would say, trans community, because trans community is like Christian and Muslim. It's all connected. Because you got those Muslim countries where there's boys and being turned into sex slaves and stuff. So that's where it all originates. Prisons and all that stuff. It's not separated, which they want to make it separated. Like, there's a separation. So that's why I'm not like, I'm talking to people who are forceful about saying, I'm offended that you're saying I'm not a man, I'm not a woman. I'm like, well, if I talk about certain things to you, will you listen? Will you have a listen and see? Because I'm not a person that wasn't, I wasn't against it. I used to spend a lot of time with people who were doing those things, and I was okay. It's just they're not okay. I wouldn't say they're not okay, because I've had a good thing. Maybe not on Facebook, people have misinterpreted what I was saying, but I'm still not. There's just still conversation going on about it. But it just makes me sad when that's the whole thing it comes down to. So when a girl goes out and she's like getting her ovaries removed, I'm like, it just makes me sad. Ever since I was, so it's just something that you gotta. So I'm just gonna just do that my whole thing. So sort of So anyone who's basically anyone who wants to spend time with me, if I have like a, people who I have a lover or someone I can who wants me to help them or we help each other, that's where I would be more protective of them the way they would like me to be, but then I'd have to be, certain, you know, like boundaries, certain things where I'd say this is what I'm doing and I'm protecting this person, making, I'm going to help them with the way they want to eat. And that's it. So, but going on the thing, like for example, the movie was talking about with Snake Eyes. So Snake Eyes, it says September 68, 69. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna actually just read it some other time. But that was just the general. Yeah, because it keeps going. How to eat proteins, how to eat fats. Let me just 8. That's the start, so you can read it. But I will get back to this. We'll circle back to that, but another day. Right now, I continue with the other stuff, the COVID-19 stuff. All right, let's go. So that's actually good. So this is the basic. It's not the best, but this is the 5-pointed star, right? This is the upside version of it. So fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. This is not. There's another one which has different elements like ether and stuff, but I don't. Actually, all of them are there except for the metal and the wood has been changed. They have water, they have fire, and they have earth, but they've taken away metal and they put ether, and the wood is like some other name, but that's not. That's like with yeah. So I was showing this. I show this to everyone. Everyone who's a Muslim or who's a Christian, even anyone who's just a Zionist, they don't know. A lot of people are Zionists, but they're just sort of surface level Zionists. Just go, oh, yeah, I like Israel better than this country, but they don't realize that Israel's creation is not separate from all the other countries. That's the issue here. And if it wants to be a superpower, it's going to have a lot of power to be able to, still confuse people, which is why a lot of YouTube channels are contributing to so someone I had an argument with them, but I'm telling them like this is what it is, astrology thing, and they don't look. I was like, did you look at what I was talking about? Did you look up Mantak? Did you look up this reference? Did you look up this movie? And he was like, no. I'm like, well, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you information. You cannot look at it or you can look at it. But I just want to know, why are you so adamant and answering me every time? I'm not answering you back. I just answer. Did you look? Astrology is not real. I didn't care about if it's real. Why is this So coincidental. Why is that? That's not a coincidence. Okay, then I'll move on. But somehow, probably he, all it is was complaining. But again, there's people also that know about it don't want me to talk about it, so they're gonna have power to just go, oh, whatever. Anyway, so that's the extent of my last thing. So fire, earth, metal, water, wood. And I talked about how this is not like, how, because I didn't know what it was until I looked at it. So fire, so wood obviously goes into fire, it's a creation cycle. Fire turns to earth, obviously, it's reality. Earth turns to metal when it condenses over time. Metal mountains attract water. Water goes into wood, and so that's the creation. Then wood takes from earth, that controls. So wood controls. This is astrologically as well. So this is the astrology of like how elements, which you can look up on the Universal Healing Data site, and you can look up the elements and start reading them and see why relationships are the way they are. Different organs. So the wood is liver and gallbladder, fire, heart and small intestine, stomach, spleen and pancreas, lung and large intestine, kidneys and bladder. That's the whole body, right? And then you have wood controls earth, because wood takes from earth to grow to a tree. Earth controls water because it absorbs water and you can move water, obviously, because water gets absorbed. And then water controls fire, obviously we know that. And then fire controls metal, we know that. So we make things, metal, bend metal. And then metal controls wood. It's not that hard to understand, right? But it's pretty cool, isn't it? So that's pretty cool. I did it this way, show you how the evil side, or the way they've constructed it to deter people, to scare people. So you're a Christian, you see this and you go, oh, it's the devil. Or you're a Muslim and you say, oh, it's the devil. When the religion itself is intrinsic to the structure of whatever you want to call evil. So that's an ox, which is not evil or good. So then you have the ox, the Capricorn sign, which is the horns. You see the horns? See the nose and the eyes and the ears and then the chin. So the reason why it's upside down, which is funny because an artwork I gave to someone who listens to all heavy metal stuff and all these different bands and all this different stuff, right? They oh gosh. So Venus, when you listen to John Maxwell stuff and research the religions, so Islam and the moon crescent is the moon, but the star is also Venus, which Venus here, Venus, that's Venus, and that's the ox, and the ox is Capricorn, which is the Capricorn, which is the deer, the mountain goat. So that's ox, that's Pisces, which is Mars. It's Mars. That's Uranus, right? Uranus is in your anus, which is the name, which is funny because yang metal, right, is the organ of the lungs, metal. Your anus, large intestine. That's where your anus connects to. It's the first thing, the hole connects to your anus. Like, that's how this is. What's that? What's the word for that? That's why they go, oh, they cancel you because they know they don't want you to find the word out for it. Like when Jordan Maxwell asked, oh, your spirit's going to burn in hell if you don't believe in Jesus and you don't believe in God and all that stuff. But they go, oh, but you can't burn angels. And he goes, but you said, can I burn a spirit? And he goes, no, you can't burn a spirit, stupid. You can't, because it's a spirit. He goes, yeah, but you said I'll burn in hell. How can I burn in hell if I'm a spirit? And he said, shut up. So I did. It's like now, it's like with Jonathan Reed with his alien or his finding and the way he found the extraterrestrial and whatever. Just keep your mouth shut. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. The levels of how do you get you to be quiet so they can what? So yeah, just gonna keep going. So the snake, Neptune, Jupiter, the horse, Saturn, the dragon, right? That's where the rat. So this is what confuses me a bit. On the other astrology, these seem like the Earth to me. Isn't that what this is? What it is? Unless is it the dog is with that and the pigs with Venus, or is that with that? It looks like they're not together. Looks like there are four on Earth, which freaks me out with this thing because this has see how there's four here. This is many years ago, and I'm thinking about the four here. And I was thinking about Pisces, and I was thinking about the Pisces age. And I'm a Pisces. I'm a rabbit year and a rabbit month. But it doesn't matter. It's the same energy as Pisces. Because you read it and you go, Pisces is rabbit. You look up on the internet. They're not two different signs, right? But they're listed as two different planets. This is saying one planet for rabbit, and then it's saying Pisces is Neptune. How can Pisces be Neptune if the fucking snake has Neptune? And the snake is Taurus. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you look at the other thing, you've got the monkey has the sun. The only one that has the sun is the monkey. Don't you find that a bit weird? But then when you look at it, best friend is the snake and the monkey. The snake's fire is yang fire, controls the yang metal of the monkey. The yang earth of the snake controls the yang water of the monkey. The yang metal of the snake controls the wood of the sheep at the base. So like I said, it says 1, 2, 3. These are the main elements. So you look it up yourself on his thing, his site. It doesn't say here, but he's write his name and then the Universal Healing Diary. Look up the site, astrology. So just look on, you'll find it. Healing chart, and then you look up and you see. It's for free. I still have to have a discussion. I still have to figure it out because this is obvious. This is basically obvious. So looking up the astrology, this is what I realized, right? So being a Pisces, double Pisces, and a double horse, right? I look up movies. A lot of 47. There's a lot of 47 everywhere. And I was like, why is there 47 everywhere? 47, 47, 47, right? 47 Hitman 47, or in the Patriot movie with Mel Gibson, the two dogs, the two big dogs that are called Jupiter and Mars. He calls them Jupiter and Mars. Coincidentally, Mars is Pisces and Jupiter is the horse. And I am a mixture of two of them. I've got two signs, 4 pillars. Out of my 4 pillars, I'm Mars and Jupiter. That's it, right? So specific journey, specific relationship, time references, or whatever you want to call it, my family members, all that kind of stuff. So time of birth, whatever. And then and also to mention the fact that my mother, she said she died, and she said she's not lying, because apparently she has that scar that you get when someone has died, because their heart has a scar because it stops beating for a little bit and then it causes a scar on the heart. When she died, when she had her first child, she saw a tunnel, and she went through a tunnel, and then she said she saw 4 beings, 4 shadows in white or something, and they stopped her and said, "You got to come back, and you're not ready yet." But she really wanted to go. She really liked it. In the book that I was just showing you, it talks about the white light and how it takes a lot of energy and power to face the white light. Not everyone spirit faces it. They get scared and they fall back to this realm, and they get stuck here or something. They get we stuck here, and then we go to get reborn or something in the new body, or stuff like that. So yeah, so I've just telling you that, so you can think about that. So there's 4 shadows, and that's she went back and she came back alive. She died, and because a lot of people died from the drugs that they were giving pregnant women, people who were having babies at that time. A certain thing they gave her caused her heart to stop. It did happen a lot. But the doctor came back and resuscitated her. She saw her body, and she went up. So I started to think about it, and ever since she told me that story when I was old enough and realized that, I think maybe they were extraterrestrials. And which is very weird because, again, someone can say, oh, you're making it up. I don't care. The point is, I'm telling you how it is in my relationship. The movie Knowing, which I realized recently, right? You got an Opal card. Okay. So you look at the cover of the movie Knowing, right? It's this way. The big Earth, right? And there's fire on one side on the base. But if you look closely, there's green on one side, this literal one side, and then there's blue on the other side. And then there's like a dark spot literally in the picture because the Earth isn't completely there. There's a dark spot. This is exactly it. And there's a big reason because I did a picture. I had an experience because I'll talk about the movie Knowing in terms of the years. So the year 2019 is a pig year. It's the 12th sign. So like with Cape Fear, the movie Cape Fear, the tattoo scene with Robert De Niro, he takes his shirt off. He's got on his left side, Jordan Maxwell talks about the left side politics, left and right wing. Doesn't matter which side you're on. It leads the same eagle, goes the same place, right? And then, yeah, so his arm says in Roman numerals 12, and then has Romans 19. So that's where I found the 19 in that movie. And another movie, The Deer Hunter, Robert De Niro, when Nick gets shot in the head at the end of the scene, they put the 19 in specific spots, you see. And I'm going to list now. I'm going to start listing because we're gonna go over this over a few videos. I'm going to go over this again and again. This is just a general thing to start off. I'm giving just a general thing because I'm just starting off, right? I'll show you some artworks before I leave. So, whoa, that was a huge blank out. Whoa. So we're going back to Snake Eyes, but I'll talk about the Deer Hunter. So the Deer Hunter, look it up. Nick gets shot in the head. He shoots himself. Straight after that scene, exactly straight after, there's a television in the thing with a helicopter falling off. The ship has a massive, huge number on it. Guess what number? A big 1 and a big 9. So that's the other 19. You've got The Equalizer movie with Denzel Washington. The Russians going into the Russian room, killing the Russians. The Russian dude with the bald head, he stabs in the neck, has a big S on it. S is the 19th letter in the alphabet. Then you have him saying 16 seconds. He wants to do this, right? Boom, boom, killing, whatever. We've got 1942 on the tattoo of the guy's hand, which is 1942, which is, a year of the water horse, but it's a specific year, 42, World War II. 42, they put the 42 in there. Egypt, it's got to do with that and the whole thing. So, he says 16 seconds, kills everyone. He goes, beep. He goes 28 seconds. 28, he says 28 minus 9, and he says 19 seconds. He says it twice. That's the other 19 where they place the 19. So after an intense scene, they place a 19. That's not my theory, but that's what my understanding of what they've done, my theory to what they've done, and it's not a coincidence why they placed the 19 in there. That's what I'm saying. There's many more, and I'm going to give you a list off the top of my head. So I've got Multiplicity, movie with Michael Keating. You look that up. There's multiple 19s in different combinations. So, for example, even the driveway, there's 4 letters. He did the wrong driveway. It's like 2935. I don't know. I'll give you the specific number. And scarier things, like in terms of like even the movie The Hurricane, which is based on true events. He's get released on his 19th year, so 18 years and 7 months in jail. But in the movie, they actually mention the number 19 in the federal court. But the cell, there's more than 19, so it's a map of 33, so 33 degree Mason. So So it's the same with the devil's advocate. The courtroom is in court 0303 or 333 or 033, right? There's a 33 there, the courtroom. Connecting with the number 64, which is also, I'm going to jump to the 19 in the way they put the 19s in scenes, like with bombs going off. I've got a Stolen Identity with Liam Neeson. The level, there's 5 and 19. So even like level 5 is where the bomb is on, and the girl that goes and tries to stop the bomb, you can see the camera angle leads to counting from to 19, and it cuts. That's the last number you see before the bomb actually goes off. Stuff like that. You got to look at it yourself. You can't. It's not. When you look, you put it all together. It's undeniable how they've done it. And you can have makeup. Right now, I'm not trying to make up. Not trying to make up words or collect with makeup. I'm trying to say what it is, because I think other people would intuitively get what it is, what's going on, how it's. Sorry, nothing. That's not nice. But I need to. So it was like there's also an multiplicity. I'm trying to show you I'm trying to find it. One second. Yeah. So I was talking about the 17 million Nazi as well. So talking about the 17 million Nazi number, 17 EL, so Israel, so ISIS split in half, IS, take 2 letters out, two, take it out, and then you got Amun Ra, which is the next part, take out 4 letters, So 24, which is X. 24th letter is X. This is why they, in the year 2024, Elon Musk and other people released X platform. You think that's a coincidence? Like Snake Eyes, the movie Snake Eyes, in the snake year, Charlie Kirk gets shot in the neck on September 10th. Just like in the movie, Charlie Kirk land gets shot in the neck by a Palestinian. They said it's Palestinian, but it's actually an inside job. That's not a coincidence. That's not freaky. And the way she's dressed in the outfit is dressing like his wife. And the actress is not even blonde. She hasn't got blonde hair. So why has she got blonde hair and why has the other woman got red hair? You'll see it, right? And then there's a lot of yellow. I'm just putting it in there for other videos. Yellow. He's wearing, Nicolas Cage wearing a yellow shirt. Yellow sports car at the end of the movie. I also was trying to figure out why there's always 9 with 19. So when you calculate just just numbers, so you take away, you put 19, separate letters to 19. Like in mathematics, that's what you do. You cross off the 9, or you leave the 1, or you just calculate the 1 and the 9. You do those things. But if you do that, 9 plus 1 plus 9 equals 19, because 1 plus 9 is 10, and 9 is 19. So it's like a deep-seated 19 reference, which the court scene in Liar Liar, she's wearing a yellow outfit at the end of the court. 17. Remember they bring up 17. Just a quick little thing. 17. E and L is L. L is Saturn. L is Saturn. Saturn is the dragon. Dragon is Saturn worship. Jews' religion is 98% Saturn worship. And you look it up, even this YouTube, and it's L is God. Saturn, it's a god, right? That's why the gods, right? Aries, god of war. But they put it on Mars, which is very coincidental, because Mars, I don't understand. And maybe that history has even been fucked up. Because why would they say Mars, Aries is God? There is God, a god of war, which, going back to this, I was talking, not back to this, but it's piecing it together. You follow me, just follow me, right? So I was talking about that. The 2, you see the devil symbol, so the devil symbol, it's got 2 fingers up and down. The ox is the second. You got the rat, first sign, ox is the second sign, right? Rat's first. They're best friends. You look at that. The ox is the best friend of the rat, and then I read another astrology book. Can't remember her name. I'm going to figure it out and I'll tell you later. It's a famous one. It's a common one that you go to in most people. This is what my mum was reading, and I read deeper into it more than my mum was doing, which started my journey on this. It's weird. This is very hard to do emotionally, because it's not really pointing to anything like, oh my God, look how great it is. Yeah, okay. So half this is like emotions coming up. weird how it opens up just before I sneeze. I like this, like, it's like when my nose actually opens up and I can breathe, it tickles something in here. There's a sneeze coming. It's not fully coming out. Actually, look at the light. I can't see the light properly. What is a sneeze? What's the difference when a chewing then doing that doesn't do anything? Yeah, it's funny. Okay. So I can't remember what I was saying, but what I was on. So I was talking about the ox, I was talking about the best friend of the ox, the rat, talking about the book. I stopped because I had a sort of weird moment. Not a weird moment, but a sad moment. Realizing everything, connection of everything. That my mum, like all this stuff about women and everything, like they have a feeling they're trying to their best, and then, they made a mistake of my mum, just had a moment. Yeah, so I read the book, and in her book, she talks about the establishment of countries, and she said how coincidental. So this is her, this Asian Chinese woman who's talking about her book, which I never forgot because she has it in her book, and I'll show you the book because Mum has it and I don't get it. And she goes, how coincidental that certain countries, and she mentioned America is established in the year of the monkey, 1776, and she goes, Israel was established in 1948, and that's how coincidental that is. So I'm bringing that up. How coincidental 19 is, because the first letter and the ninth letter, and then the fact that 19, that no one I know has gone, when I said it, no one goes, oh yeah, I knew that. Only recently, because I've said I repeated it. 19 is AI. The first letter in the alphabet is A, and the ninth letter is I. So that's already shows you how it's been a setup. The 19 place, but I'm going to go deeper into how it's been a setup. So it really hits home. So we can prevent this bigger planned event, which is in 2030, which they're trying to do. And all the laws that are coming out now, everything, all the banning, all the restrictions, all of it is for the higher level of slavery, to get people more arrested for innocent things. That's not the way to go about it. Like, I don't think the idea of families having this, someone made a point, you should not have your kids' faces, or even without their consent. But they're babies. How can they consent? Yeah, I don't want to be recorded. But this is going to the fact of how it's developing. So what? Someone's going to be sick in the head and take that photo and make them do something else. That doesn't mean that we should be arresting people and fining people. You understand? You've got to be careful with the ideas, with your panic, with your fears, because as it looks good and looks safe, notice how all the safety procedures and all the stuff for COVID was masking a intent of murder, and not just murder. It's just, so you got to be careful. I get what you're saying. I get your fears, but making something illegal means violence. You got to remember that. So make sure that when something is illegal, it's for a really good reason. And stuff like general stuff like that. Someone, a parent, taking photo of their child, and they shouldn't be showing on Facebook. What? Why do you have to go that way? I don't get it, but I can get it. I can go that way. But if I go that way, it's all just, what has anyone been? Can we arrest those people who are Freddie Starr and all these people? All these people that are just getting away with it. Diddy's coming out. Like what? All this stuff is not working. And even with the whole idea, there was a guy talking about jails and how raping people in jail. It's the whole mind structure. The whole thing was starting from that. So I was talking about COVID. I was talking about the structure of the 519. So the dragon is that. The rat is Mercury, and the thing is that. So the dragon, when you look at the other astrology, is Mars. The the Sagittarius, has been given Jupiter. So if you look at it, so 7, the 7th sign. So when you go off, the 4th sign is they give the dragon the planet, the Aries dragon, which is Aries, and the rat, which is Sagittarius. Okay, and the monkey, which is Leo. But it doesn't matter. So they give it the sun. So Jordan Maxwell, look at Jordan Maxwell's stuff. He talks about the sun. Jesus is the sun, the sunrise, right? And in Judaism, it's the same as Islam. They worship Saturn and Venus. So when someone says like, "Oh, Zionist, you're an extremist," it's funny. It's weird because extremism. You can say it. You can say what's already been said, but I'm not going to go that way because it's already been said. I'm going off that, going under the water deeper. So that's the only way. The words, testicles, testimony, testify. Moses is referencing the Moses story, right? Is the two tablets, is the 2 testicles, right? So then I go down to Montagchia or anyone who talks about that stuff, and when they talk about the organs, how a man's sexual organs is yang and his heart is yin. So it's not just your sexual organs. You can take off your sexual organs as a man and say, I'm a woman, but you're not a woman because your heart is a different charge. So when you're a dead woman, when you've been a spirit that's been in a disembodied spirit, you had a life of a woman, whether you were mutilated or not. Same with a man. You're a mutilated man. It's a different life. That's what I'm bringing to awareness. That's basically what I'm saying, is that I'm bringing into the mix. So the violence is placed appropriately, I suppose. So you can fight and go, yeah, I don't like, you're being mindless, sort of, going, oh my God, I believe in Jesus and Christ, and I believe in Jesus, I love Jesus. But you love the sun, and the sun is fire, is the heart. It's like love, which is what anyone who understands the elements will say. But they won't, it's the sun, Ra. So I was, talking about back around to the Israel thing. So ISIS, 2 letters, Amun Ra, take out 4 letters, keep Ra, and then L, 17. 5 plus 12, E plus L is 17. And that is why they put the number. And the 6 million is got to do with not that 6 million Jews died. It's a six-pointed star. It's Saturn. And both the Nazis, that's why the Nazi has a coin. And the swastika isn't got to do with evil. As much as the 5-pointed star upside down is evil, that's how evil the swastika is, because it's from India, it's from Japan, it's the 8 forces. And that's so that's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about, you're not for freedom if you're not talking the way the designers want you to talk, and say that 2001 wasn't an inside job to cause an issue, to make out and to go to a war. And then you got all these spiritual people talking about being, meditative. So we've got to meditate, and yet what if through our meditations and our silence and being still and controlling ourselves and not reacting to the fact that we've been, not just you're lied to, that you have to lie. So that being lied to is not an issue. It's the fact that you've got to figure out how to go, you want me to lie to these kids when they can figure it out? You want me to confuse them more for what? For me, for my own personal little shit path ahead of me of slavery, where I'm going to have to shoot down alien ships, extraterrestrial ships who are trying to have a better world here. That's what I'm going to do. That's not where I'm going. But the same people, like I said, the same people are talking, which is confusing. And, it's Stephen Greer's people. Some people will say, like, maybe not exactly them, but I just saw an interview and they're like, oh, we could have prevented World War II by killing baby Hitler. I'm like, are you a fucking retard? Yes, they are. But, like, why are you showing us things about Islam and how they're destroying kids' lives and that stuff when you're talking like that and you're being that way? So that's where I don't know how to. I don't know. There's it's like a stop. The way they're talking is about lies and innocence and evil people and bad people and all this shit, and yet it doesn't connect. So the movie Snake Eyes, you look it up, watch the first part of the movie. It's September 10th. That's the day that the fight's on, and the Charlie Kirk then gets shot. And the only difference between Charlie Kirk, 2025 is a snake year. Do you understand that? And I've got other movies. You've got heaps of other things. I've got the movie The Guest, 2014 release. There's horses throughout that film. The school that the kid goes to has a big green horse on the fucking school. And a horse, what do you call it? A horse emblem, or not emblem, like a, you know what I mean? Like a horse, the school is a horse. It's like Donnie Darko has a dog. That kind of thing, right? A big dog, bulldog. That's a horse. Fucking hell. This is really weird. There's something blocking. Moving over my nose. My nose, knowing. 1:15. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Element 1:15. So that was that. So 2000, and I was talking about the yellow again, referencing yellow. God, all my videos are gone. I gotta, because I still keep thinking that I got other videos. This is all new. I gotta start again because I had all videos. I had tons of videos. So no. So yellow, right? The element of 2019 of the pig of that year is an earth pig. Earth, the colors of the elements. Okay. And you've got to verify it yourself with the site and stuff. So wood is green, earth is yellow, metal is white, water is blue. It's blue on black, and fire is red. Okay, so this is the five lights, and you make you've got violet light and stuff, which is a mixture of water and blue and red. But first in command, because the first there, second in command is there, and the third in command is there. Why? Because fire controls the metal, right? But water controls the fire. But the heart is number one. So the heart is the supreme commander. Second is wood, and earth is the third because it's obviously controlled by wood. So that's why it's second, and then the fire is fed into that. So that's why it's third. So you turn upside down. And the ox, the second sign, Venus, the second planet. So you look at Venus, the second planet, and the second sign is ox. It's not a coincidence. And then you look up the upside down, right? The fire is now on the bottom, earth is there, and wood is there. But on the top, the two elements are on the top now, which is water and metal, which in Donnie Darko, he even talks about water and metal. Right? They talk about water and metal to time travel. It's kind of cool when you look at it. Cool. I don't know what that means, but cool. 3, 15, 15, 30, 12, 42, 3, 44, 45, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Cool. Anyway, so when you look up the astrology, I'll do another video. When I do another video, I'll show you. I've got other pages here. I'll find them and I'll redo them. I'll do a proper. Again, I have to do everything I've done before. So I've done it before just to show you again. So the elements of the ox are earth, main element. Above it changes 5. There's 5 elements, different years. So like I said, like the year of the pig, earth pig, is 2019. The only one that's an earth pig year is 1959. That was the last earth pig year. So the movie Knowing, which I was referencing with this, right? This thing. You look at the movie Knowing, 2009. It's a movie about a little girl that gets writes on a paper. And the first number she writes down is 9/11. 9/11 is in the year 2001, right? Fuck. Come on, man. Sorry. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. So 2001 to 2020 is 19 years. And I just recently researched that Jewish calendar is 19 years. 19 years time. So coincidences, no. So two towers, two evil, all that kind of idea, right? It connects to a system, how they're controlling the situation. So Israel's established in the year of the rat. It's an Earth rat year. 2020 is a rat year. 2008 was the last rat year. Am I right? Yes, 12 years before. Before that, it was I think 96. Is that right? I'm not sure. Yeah, 1996. Jesus. Again. J. J. And that's where it goes deeper into it. Because the name Jesus, right? Jew, Jesus. You go off a deeper sort of thing where like Egypt is got to do with Mars, connects to Mars a lot. When you go into the astrological thing, you look up the like here, right? So when you look up the coincidence of the astrological thing, the best friend of the rabbit is the dog. So if Earth has all these four signs, look at the weird situation you have here, where maybe there's entities or I don't know, some sort of forces that are trying to control the Earth in a certain way. And some aren't. Some are trying to do it another way, some are doing it the other way, obviously, because the other forces are going, astrology is not real, don't look there, or, everything else, that's confusing us. But the other one is helping me, help you understand and help through trying to figure out that the best friend of the thing is the dog. The affinity is the pig and the sheep. So you have three signs that connect Earth to Mars. We're going through a Pisces age. Pisces is the rabbit. Do you understand? Do you see? You see that? And then the next thing is we're going into the Aquarius, which is Pluto. And when I said it, someone told me about Augustus, Emperor Augustus of Rome, taking a day from February. August is the Leo month. Leo is the opposing sign to the tiger, Aquarius. He takes a day from there, and then I looked up and calculated why the days have been moved astrologically, and it all starts in February and ends in August and goes down. So it increases from February and goes down in August. And I figured out that that's because of the two major yang signs and how what's been going on has been going on. And the fact that they took away Pluto as a planet was like the same thing as some guy emperor going, I'm taking a day from February. Now they're increasing, I'm taking away the planet. So they don't have the Pluto's not a planet. So it's kind of like that. That's what it's like. So with the movie Knowing and the movie also Watchmen, which is the Watchmen movie with Dr. Manhattan, he's on Mars. He's on Mars, and he's created in 1959, which is a peak Earth year. You know what I'm saying? And then in the movie Knowing, come on, you gonna sneeze or not? Maybe it's just the dust on this as well. So, wow, it's me. Nostril thing. Okay. So you see the coincidence. So when I was so that was back to the ox, well, not back to the ox, but continuing on the ox because I was going back to the listings of where the 19 is placed as well. So the movie Liar Liar, she's got yellow. I was talking about the yellow earth element, yellow. So they put it in the movies like that. You know what I mean? So the yellow is placed in those places. The movie Knowing, he references, so they put the 19 as October 19th. He freaks out and says October 19. So so it's not like, and they put the 19. He says it in such a place where he meets up with the lady that when you watch the movie, he's meeting at a special moment where their first time that they're meeting, the characters are meeting, the little girl that grew up, her mum, was her mum. She meets her at a museum with her daughter, which is playing the same character as the little girl. Oh wow, even goes deeper. Like it goes deeper into the astrology of the actors. Like, Nicolas Cage is a double Pisces. He's got double Pisces, and he's an ox. She's got double sheep. The actress, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. She's in two hands, and she's a dragon. So the dragon, Saturn and Venus worship, and then they have the two complementary or affinity signs, double sheep and double Pisces. It's not a coincidence. They do this. Even with Troy, Brad Pitt has double Pisces with the sheep, and she's a double sheep with a dragon. He's a rat, double sheep, and she's a dragon. The dragon's rat connects, and the other Pisces connects. So it's perfect kind of energetic thing where you go action, and then two people who have perfect astrological relations have a good effect. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna start to be more. It's a bit difficult with the situation. I've just been less and less caring about these sort of things since what I'm trying to prove to you. So I'm able to say we're all able to feel the way we feel without going, no, it's not real. It's not happening. So October 19th, he screams when she's running away because she got upset that she's that he wasn't there by accident. She thought it was there by accident. She realized it was someone that wanted to know about her mum, and she walked away. And then he grabs her and tells her, "I know that they're going to say that this many people are going to die on October 19th. And then he references 33 people are going to die on another day. So he puts 33 and then 19, which is the same sort of structure in a lot of horror movies. I'm still trying to put words to it, but there's no words to describe it other than talking about things. Like when you talk about things in normal everyday life, about how we talk about things, it's always within reference. But talking about words, like if I say the word, the word is off the word sword, which references to a object of cutting, sword. And then listening to this, or if I look into this book, I think there's metal, talks about the elements. Maybe not this book, but another book. So metal, I think it is in this book. Metal element is analytical and all that stuff. Analytical thinking of placing things in order. So what do you place in order? Numbers and letters, right? And they become words. So words are like swords. I don't know, that saying comes to my mind, the pen is truly mightier than the sword, because even another movie I saw, even in Samson and Delilah, they put it in there, goes, one tax collector is more powerful than a platoon of soldiers or something. Stuff like that, that got to do with law. Everything's structured. You watch, when Jordan Maxwell, you watch his stuff, it's all basically true when you start listening to it. Something about our philosophy is Greek, all the laws are Jewish law, and our society is somehow structured in Roman structure. And the whole thing of Ashraf stuff, when he talks about Egypt and the story of Moses, and Jews were not slaves for 400 years, and the whole thing is right? 440 years in the desert, that's not real. It's a code. It's not really a code that deep, like, oh, we need to figure it out. Fact of it was both. So 400 years and 40 years. Oh, wow. So that's 4. The 4th planet is Mars, and the 4th sign is Pisces and rabbit. And it's not a coincidence that the word rabbit has also got rabbi in it with a T. So rabbi with a T, take out the T, you have the rune, the T rune. T is in the rune of like Scandinavian, so like the rune, it's the T. This is the arrow. It's the letter for T in the rune word. It's pre-Christian. Pre-Christian means pre-Judo-Christian, Jewish Christian. Jews write the Christian Bible with the Greeks. Alexander's time. It's just, what is that? It's just like, I don't sneeze this much. Only when I'm doing a video. What if it's like a certain spirit that's grabbing my face? It's like trying to cover it. It just feels like that. It feels like this like things in my face. Probably that's what it is. I'm like an AI. Because it is, in a way, if you look at it, the computer system is doing something. It's calculating my face. They've got things and they're attaching it to it, and it's obviously energetically fucking my face up. I mean, it's true. I mean, the whole factor of even the Wi-Fi sees where we are, which connects to someone making moves and connecting in the government and all that stuff. And they're not, and all the laws and everything's got to do with safety, but it's not safety, because in the end, it's got to do with what Adrian Russo was talking about, the Rockefellers, that you get a KMA card, and what the KMA card stands for is kiss my ass. So all these big, huge organizations and all those letters and all those big things are really just childish, stupid shit. And when I say that, it just feels so good. And then you go, oh, you're disrespecting authority. That's not an authority I can respect. You can't respect that. So when a car is filled with kids they're going to take to be raped and killed and murdered, can't respect that shit. So a police officer is supposed to protect us. He hasn't got no power. He'll have to not do it, because then he's just like everyone else in that regard. But then you got, robots happening now. So what are robots going to do? So they're more easy to control than a human being. So you don't have to lie. They're in control. So how are you gonna do that? And what are they gonna do? They just send army robots. So they're just sitting there waiting. So the more you want robots and the more you want to have that life, the more it's worse than ever. Like, you think that everything's gonna get better in that way, and it's the worst than ever. Can't go anywhere. Before, you used to be able to go in forests and live by yourself and at least do stuff. Now it's the whole place has become a cage. Computer system, and I agree with one thing he said, even though there's a lot of things I didn't agree with, but it's life. He said the computer's great, e.g. Chris Moretti. He goes, the computer's great, but once they start censorship, it's useless. That's true. It's true. Makes sense. Which is what's happening now. Why are kids not allowed to see certain things? This is the problem I'm not having. When I was a kid, and I thought about it, I'm looking back at it, and it's hard to talk about it as an adult, because then you quickly get deemed something. But that's the whole structure here. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think we can explain it. I think it's explainable. But it's all about, what are you going to do? Oh, there was a case that when I say something bothers me, comes down to, I think there's a spiritual in reference to the tribes of Tasmania and other tribes, that they were nude. I'm thinking about laws and when did it start? When did we start getting like sicker in terms of like, is it when we started was way before that? Always just, is it about the wrong the upside down sort of thing, where the Tasmanians, they looked a bit different to Australian native people, Australian Aboriginals. Tasmanian Aboriginals are a bit look different, but they don't. There's the wiped out completely, and they had a lot of paintings of them being in the snow naked. But there was something called when I was in Tasmania. They called it the line, and they went through and wiped out everybody, women, children, everything, killed everyone. Even I met a mate of mine. He was shocked when he came here. He's like, I just realized the history of Tasmania. I didn't know. Did you know the history? I don't know. Like, did you ever think about what they were like here? Aboriginals? I was like, yeah, I haven't really thought about it. I thought it was just, I thought it's an island. I go, it's not easy to get across that thing, to cross the water. I'm not thinking, we started talking about the water and the how rough it was. And like, I was like, was it always this rough? And I was like, of course it always is rough because it's got to do with too close land, you know, and the water going through it. It becomes the currents of that ocean to the ocean, the southern ocean. It's the heat and the cold and all these different things. And then all of a sudden, thought, far out, they would have been not stuck here, but it's not easy to make a boat and then go across that thing. It doesn't take that long by boat to Tasmania. It takes, I don't know how long, I forgot how long it takes. I think it takes a day or something. It doesn't take that long. A couple hours. But we were talking just about that, and he brought up that the reason why there was no evidence, there's nothing here, is because they were all murdered. They wiped out all of them, and there is photos of them being naked in the snow. And thinking about that, like today, if we're all just naked in the street, you know, but it's a different. Like we are, there's people, you know, there's ways to. That's why people do body painting, you know, where people are naked, and it comes down to not having intercourse or doing stuff outside, which is still strange because people do it. But like in terms of the future, like all the things that we all want to experience, being normal, natural, and stuff like that, with computer systems, where computers can go, oh, it's illegal. It's always been illegal to do this in nature. You can't pee in nature. You can't do this in nature. You can't do that. You can't do this outside of a house. So I have to be inside a house. So it's a long structured talk. I'm starting it now, but I've been thinking I can get what these things are saying, because the other way, if you just go, oh yeah, we've got to stick with the rules and stuff like that, the way it is, and then, you know, everyone should be, it's a crime. You should be a criminal if you do this and you do that. It's like, okay, look at how that works. As soon as you're deemed as a criminal, it doesn't matter. You can't get jobs, you can't work, people start to disassociate with you, even though it's something that's generally done by everybody. It's just the timing. And that's why even the whole fact that goes, oh, but there's police force. Most of it is like a gang anyway, which is how did COVID work? Brings us back to the whole thing. How did this? So I can talk to you about the COVID 5 letters and all that stuff. I even talked to police officers trying to tell them, trying to say, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? They just walked away. So the biggest crime, mass murder, and the biggest Holocaust, right? I don't like that word anyway, but the whole idea of it. And there's this, they can't, no. This person in front of me isn't breaking down the whole thing for me. That's, I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. I'm just saying that's how amazing it is. Like I'm seeing like it's like a movie where everyone like a movie. Again, break that down. Movie. You're still saying like movie, movies, emotions, motion, movie, motions, emotions, emotions. E is the fifth letter. Saturn, Moses, two tablets, two testicles, court, testify, testimony. You put your testicles on the line. Why is it that every ship, every plane is a she? It's not a he. You don't have a plane being a he, or a boat being a he, or a car, because they have a product. Banks, river bank. You put your money, the currency, in the bank. River bank, river. The current gets blocked in the river bank. Law of the sea and law of land. So this is when I say this is not our laws in the land. Different lands have different laws, but there's a law of the sea. They're all the same because it's the law of the sea. The sea is all connected. Law of the land, you can say this border is where these laws happen. And then it's like the state. There's a state in America where you can be 16 years old and have sex with people, but then you can be 18 there, and then there's other ages. Why is that happening? And it's funny that the 19th state is where you can be 16 years old. It just nothing makes it doesn't make it doesn't make it doesn't make it. So why these three astrologies, right? Why the dragon, the rat, and the monkey? Because the dragon, I had so much videos of this, like such deep things. Okay, start again. So the dragon is opposing sign is the dog. The rat's opposing sign is Jupiter, and that's why I was saying 4, 7, and the sun. So Mars, Jupiter, and the sun. 47 Ronin. It's a lot of 47s. I've got to go redo it, but you can first off, it's for you to look at as well. Godfather 2. The Godfather 2, where it's talking about the Jewish guy, the Hyman Roth, and all that kind of stuff, and he's trying to kill Michael Corleone and Frank, the character Frank, who lives in Michael Corleone's. Oh, sorry, Vito Corleone. Vito? Marlon Brando. It's Vito Corleone. His house. He's going to court, right? This is where they placed the 19. And from the 19 that said here, have a look at the events. I still haven't finished Liar Liar, but I'll finish Liar Liar. So Liar Liar, he says in the courtroom after the 17, like I said, 17, he finds out through telling the truth that the legal document that was signed, she was underage legally. She was 17 years old. So she was technically a minor, which makes it that he gets custody. Never mind the fact that he was with a minor. We don't go into that. But whatever. But the point is, 17 was placed. They placed 17 a lot because of the EL. And I didn't get that. But he goes, after he wins the court case, he feels really bad because she's being really cruel and whatever. But the yellow shirt. Then he says, 19th. He goes, he goes, do you want to do something or something? Do you want to read journal or something? He goes, okay, I see. And he goes, are you okay with this? And he says, no. So then when he says that, he goes, all right, I'll have to re-adjourn for the 19th at 9 a.m. That's where they put the 19 plus the 9. But there's a lot of 19s, which I have to re-look at when I'm talking about, because it's multiple times when they put 9 and 19 everywhere. I was gonna post. I did 8 Facebook videos, and I tried to download them to YouTube, but they've changed the rules. They used to, which is part of the trick. Because I was like, I could have just transferred my Facebook videos that I've done. Transfer the Facebook videos to YouTube, but it said there's a limit of 15 minutes. So I couldn't transfer them because I was pretty in depth. But what I'll do in my next video, because I'm going to finish now, is soon, and I'll play them with headphones on, and I'll go off the topics that I said in every single line and speed it up. Because I did one video which was an hour and think it's a quick one, but I can do it. Doesn't matter. I'll just keep going. So with the Godfather, so from there, the Godfather, he's Frank's, and they're about to go to court, and the snowballing effect from the events have to do with brothers. So I'll explain what I mean. They place the 19 in this scene before he goes to court. He's in the room with 2 other guys, and then they say, one of the guys, the bodyguards, say to Frank, read the newspaper. And he goes, I've seen that newspaper. I read it 19 times. Then it's like the movie Limitless, or even, Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise. He gets shot. Ron gets shot in the scene. Tom Cruise. Look at it. Look at all these little scenes I'm telling you. You can look them up. The Deer Hunter I can't find. You can't see the 19 straight after. You can see Nick get shot and shoots himself in the head. No, it's this side that's blocked. I think it's just the time of the days. At night time, this one now blocks, and this one gets blocked. Doesn't matter. I have to. That hurts. So Limitless. What was the? So The heart sound. There's the sounds that the lung sound. Kidney sound. Liver sound. Heart sound. Stomach sound. Oh, I haven't done that in a long time. So they're born on 4th of July. Act virtuously. I do not need rules to be kind and just. If you need rules to be kind and just, if you act virtuous, this is a sure sign that virtue is absent. Thus we see the great hypocrisy. 4th of July, Ron gets shot. The helicopter has 19 on it. The one that crashes and burns has 19 on it. I'm gonna do another video with next one I'm gonna do when I get my things together, and I'll give you a proper. I'm gonna show you some a good list. You got Meet Joe Black, the movie Meet Joe Black, with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. And so the 19 is in a very, very specific spot that you can notice is that when they're trying to he gets him fired. The whole movie is about the news, and he's talking about not selling it to John Montague because John Montague wants to buy it, and he doesn't want to. He wants to exploit the news. So basically, like COVID-19, exploiting the news, using it, making up lies about everything, and covering up everyone else who's talking. So when we watch a movie, you see the whole thing where you feel comforted at the end of a movie. That was a great film. And you think, what happened? Did we actually prevent John Montague from actually, was there some sort of. But. So The Godfather 2, from that moment, after 19, the next scene after that is where Michael Corleone talks to his brother and says, "You're done, I'm done with you," and all that stuff. Then the next scene after that is the court scene. Oh, I think it's the wife who says, "I got an abortion, I didn't get the thing." Uh, and then it's the Frank's brother comes to court. You got two situations where, brother, his wife leaves, or he kicks her out for killing. Didn't really kill it, but she just had it killed. But she had an abortion. It's a funny point where is it not murder? So when people did, when you would ejaculate sperm, you're killing a lot of people. You're a mass murderer. You just killed 500,000 people. You disgusting. You're worse than Genghis Khan. You're worse than any psychopath. Murderer. Think about when we die. When we die, we murder all those children. Just killed every one of them. Disgusting. Evil. God won't forgive you. You're going to hell. But, that's what they're talking about. They're going, woman gets raped and she has to have the baby. She has to, or she's forced into it. She chooses to have the baby, let's say. Some people would want to, not happily, not willingly, or and then you're gonna make money, you take care of the baby. How are you gonna have a baby? How you take care of the baby? You need to have the baby has to have all the vaccines, otherwise, you're not going to get support by the government. Bad fortune has good fortune hiding within it. Good fortune is what bad fortune hides in. Is that it? Did I just finish that little pile? There's another pile over there. I think these are different. These are the ones I separated. Oh. Oh yeah, what bothered me about why I lost my other channel, which was a part of the thing, because I thought, oh wow, I got document of events, because I threw it out. I found a piece of hey, it comes to a bigger thing. There's a bigger thing. I found a green piece of material in the street one day last year, in the shape of that. It's weird because I was trying to decode this because I did this 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago or something. There's dust all over it. I documented things. I didn't know what va means. Vas, VAS, VAS. It's faint. VA, VAS, V, VA, VAS, and VAS. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 lights. And vas in Greek means royalty. And again, I did not mean to write vas, because I was writing every single thing. At a bus stop G in Liverpool, I found a little, this little cross, which I won't find right now. Oh, I do, yes. I found this on the floor at bus stop G one specific day last year. I drew 6 tears, blood tears, right? And my father brought over the weight stuff that I used to use many years ago. Weights. And and yeah, it was I drew that red stuff. I'll quickly just get those. They brought over 3 bars. That one of the bars had, all bars have red on them. This one has red. All right, 2 there. This has red on it. 2. Red there, red there. So then you put this together, right? And I was like, so the one later on, it took out weeks to discover because I was so slow. And so there's red bar. And then I got one outside, another bar. I'm going to bring that bar in because it's got weights on it right now. Wake up in it. So it has this on it. I haven't got the other side. But it's pretty long, right? And you put them all together. It's funny. It's like, you know what I mean? Same length. And Apocalypse Now. He talks about special forces, and he's 38 years old when he joins, and he's like, he goes, I did the course, special forces course, and I was half his age at 19, and then I realized half 38 is 19. See, now my nose is clear. Sort of. It's still blocked. Not blocked, but because of the deviation here, it's making that noise. Because it's shorter. It's weird because I've been drawing this for years, and then there was a recording of a T cell attacking virus or something, and it looked like that. And that's what I drew. I drew it on purpose when I copied it, and then I realized I do it all. I did that was the first drawings I did. It just always I like that that sound, something shooting out and grabbing something. And I didn't realize that was just some inspiration from the spirit of what's happening in the body. It's all part of a storyline. It's characters, as you can see, they're basically the same. It's my book I've been working on. In the movie The Phantom, 1996, there's that symbol like a spider's web. There's 17 lines that make up that spiderweb. The taxi driver that drives him around is 8263 equals 19. His number of the taxi, the guy that helps him. His father was the 20th Phantom. He's the 21st, which relates to, I was thinking about the Agenda 21, but I'm thinking about the numbers again. I'll talk about this again when I bring it up. The David Irving, who's denies the way that history has gone. He's an historian that wanted the history to be. He put 10 years into uncovering what events happened. He did over 30 books, and Deborah found 19 mistakes in his books. And the courts took it down to 12. And then they took it down to 7. You can't. I mean, I wake up and realize it's too late in terms of the mistake that I didn't want to happen, and that no one didn't want to happen, but in Apocalypse Now as well. Oh yeah, the 64 in movie Seven Deadly Sins. I suppose it's a part of the whole 7. But the whole other thing is the fact that the number 322 is a skull and bones number. I found it in a couple of movies so far. As good as it gets when she comes to his house in the middle of the night and she's wet. And, the whole scene, she's like, I'll never sleep with you. Straight afterwards, he wakes up at 3:22 in the morning. And I didn't realize till later after I researched a bit. It's 3:22. 322. is the number of the order. 3, COV, abbreviation for COVID. ID, abbreviation for identification. 2, and AI, the 19. 2, 3, 2, 2. In Training Day, the movie Training Day, he's a cop. How long have you been a pig for? He says, 19 months. When they go into the jungle the first time after he has a shootout in the neighborhood stealing that money, there's a guy on a bike with numbers on his back. He's the only guy with a bike. He's the only guy with the number 19. There's no other numbers. And he's riding on the left side of Denzel Washington's side. Take a look at that too. I was going to go up multiplicity. I started looking up because I'm trying to look for it now, where I wrote it down. But the beginning 2 numbers, one of them calculates to 19. I think it's the house. He says 2935, not 2936 or something. I think it's 293. Write down 2935 678. I think that's the 19. Yeah, because 9, 8, and then I think that's the 19. Yeah, that calculates the 19 off the top of my head. I'm just thinking because I've done this calculation. So 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it is because 8 plus 11 is 19. I've never been this good at multiplying. Honestly, my whole life. I've never spent like a whole 2 years at least constantly calculating numbers. Usually before I was looking for numbers, and then eventually I went up to this calculating all numbers quickly. So every time I watch a movie now, basically not every time I watch a movie, I'm only watching a movie. I don't watch movies for entertainment, even though it's entertaining. I could say to entertaining to decode this, to do something that I don't want to be doing. Like I'd rather have money to be on a farm and be doing work and enjoying life. Like that was my goal. But I have to give something worth value. I can't just write a book, just a storyline. But again, this is not me writing it alone. I suppose this is because of the books. That's what the book's about. That's what the book is pointing to, about. Even the word about. About. I just thought about the word about and then broke it down. It was like a bout, as in break the A apart from bout, is a fight. A bout is an intense, discrete period of time where something specific happens, most commonly used to describe a professional amateur match in combat sports like wrestling, boxing, or mixed martial arts. What is the book about? What is the story about? It's about a bout. Get it? It's about between good and evil. Good and evil. So they decoded good and evil with yin and yang, and that's where I was. Um, that's where all of it happens. Where the whole thing with even 666, the 666 is so with astrologically. I was saying it before with the rooster, which is J, 10, and 4. So 4 is D, like Godzilla. There's a rune in Godzilla. You watch the movies. There's this rune, the D. Can you see it? Turn it to the side. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, that one. That's D. D. Oh yeah, that's right. I was There's a grate, the road grate, in the floor. I was in the floor, and it had a number. It had a code on it, and I was sitting by the house. It's number 39. I'm 39 years old now, but there's a house in the middle of it which is 37. And I was 37 when a specific thing happened with about Alexander, which ramped up my freakiness about it. Besides what I just told you. Um, so it says PAT 42 with a dash and then 66. I did this 5 years ago. I did not know that. So that the way the grate is, it's almost like everything is. And then I was like, sorry, it wasn't. It was PAT 51 42 66. So PAT calculates to 37. It's connected to the movie The Mothman, which is not the movie, but it's got to do with the experiences that I was having ever since I saw that movie. And then I was like, okay, so that's Mars and that's Jupiter. Right? I calculated Mars, something made me think Mars, Mars. Calculated the letters as numbers, it calculates to 51. So 37, PAT, almost like patting, pat, as in pat, to pat. And that's a horse. And that's the gallbladder and rage, the same color. Rage. Gallbladder is the rabbit, the Mars Pisces organ. And that's where rage is stored. And coincidentally, rage is 4 letters, which is the 4th sign. And then so 51, and it connects down to also the my mum's year of birth is 1947, which is the pig year, the fire pig. And yeah, So D, so 666. I was thinking 666 as in 18 Alexanders, right? Because the Bible was written around Alexander's time. 70 Jewish scribes wrote the Bible and the stories and made a code for the future uh, slavery sort of system. Sort of thing. Is um, um, UM. What was M? Um, 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 Why? Why? Why do you do it? Why keep fighting? So 293. What did you say? 293. 2933. He's like 2935, Vic. 2935. It's like, ah. Anyway, so that's where the first 19 is, right in the beginning of the movie. And the other 19. Oh, look at that. How not coincidental that is. So the other part where the 19 is, right? So look at the movie Multiplicity. You got the 19 there. 2935, Vic. 2935. So he wants to do driveway 2935. Or it's the front. One of the twos calculate to 19. Then the second 19 is with the same guy, the same actor, same character. He fires him as the second self. So his original self has that problem, there's 19. His second self, which is the clone, he fires him. He's like, you're an hour late. Get your stuff and leave. He's like, and how many kids he has. Oh, I swear to God, I'm hearing 17. I think I wrote it down. Just have to find it. But the other thing is that in that scene where he gets fired, you can look that up and see that he is there's guys in the back picking up bags with a big 19 on it. But the scary part, like I said, is there's 19 with an R, a big R. So putting just letters, just the numbers. What is 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 8? Because R is 18. What if you plus those four letters, what do you get? There you go. So coincidence? I still haven't said Meet Joe Black. What Meet Joe Black's about? He gets fired, right? What's the article he brings up? Who is your man to your left? Who is the man to your left? I think it's said right. No, I think it's the left. Yeah, because he's there, yeah. Who was the man to your left? I think I've already introduced you all to Mr. Blackie. But what is his what are his credentials? What's his relationship to you? The board is deeply concerned. We have reason to believe that he is not only influencing your decisions, he is making them for you. Now, one more time. Who is Joe Black? And he says something like, a motion's been brought to the board to invoke Article 19 of the corporate charter. Right, smack bang. Right there. They put the 19. That's not a setup. I don't know what is. That's not like a conspiracy. Again, I'm going to touch on this. The movie Felon, 2008. It's a rat year. 2008, they released the movie Felon with the same actor. I can't remember if you watched the movie Felon. It's Val Kilmer with the other actor. There's an actor that plays in the movie with him. That same year, there's another film. There's another TV show, sorry. It's 3.5 hours long or something. It's called Conspiracy, the 13 Conspiracy. So, same actors, year released. Felon, what cell do they go in? And he's wearing a yellow shirt. Remember in Felon, he's got a yellow shirt. I think they're all wearing yellow or just him wearing yellow. I can't remember, but definitely yellows in that movie, especially with Val Kilmer. He is wearing. They're in cell 13. It starts off at the wall. There's a wall, and then it's in cell 19 when he's walking in. That's the first number you see. 19, 18, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Or you can go, so that's six from that. So they're in cell 13 for the whole film. That's their cell number. Right? Conspiracy 13. Val Kilmer with the same actor in the same film and TV show. Then look for the 19, right? You find the 19. Guess who kills number 19? Number 20. 20 kills 19 and cuts the tattoo, 19 tattoo off. And then you got to go to the ending with the bombs going off, and you see there's another 19 on the countdown. That's just the 19, and that's just that. There's other things. There's heaps of other things. So I'm just matching the simplicity of it. What you need to do is you need to just watch all that stuff, put it together, and then you can see what you comes up to do next. Probably just talk about it to people. It's the thing, and let it spread. think I'll finish here because I'll finish here and it's 3 hours and 19 minutes and 47 seconds. COV 19. 3 C 19. Yeah. But thank you for visiting and listening, and go take a look at everything I've said, even though it's been 3 hours and it's a bit hard to but I'll do another video soon where I am not hopefully the movie The Rock. In the movie, the beginning movie, she's talking about 1936 and 1963. Calculating 19 obviously is there, but 1936, so 1936 equals 19. 1963, it's obviously just reverse 36, equals 19 again. 3 cell, third cell, which is COV. Another guy goes, how old are you? I'm 33 years old. 33. 40 hours, 33 years ago. And the 40 is very important because that's another number they put in everything. Because also I've got the movie Enemy of the State. That's another 9. There's another 19 in there, but it's there's a lot of reference to 13 in there, which that's a big one. Because the John Voight's character, or his name in it is I don't remember his name right now. But the guy that's trying to kill and stop everything, the one who's under control, Angelina Jolie's father's the actor. His date of birth. As soon as you find out his date of birth, it's an intense scene afterwards. He's born 9/11/40, and 1940 is a dragon year. And they have references in that movie. This is a movie before COVID. This is before 9/11. This movie was made 2000 and this is actually 1998 film or something like that, somewhere around there before 9/11. And then they reference in this the guy in the beginning of the movie. So once he goes home, they actually have. I wrote those down. There, over here. Maybe not. They're not over here actually. No, they're here. They're in the other one. So yeah, I can show this one. Yeah, this is actually a good one. I'll do this one before I leave. This one. Oh yeah, Life or Something Like It with Andrew Jolie. Before I go on, the game goes the Seahawks or Eagles or something. 19 1913 or something. That's the game they're gonna win. And then she mentions 19. It's like, oh, when did they won 19? It's like 19. So that's where the 19 is there in that movie. He guesses and predicts her death, and then uses that game. So your mind is on the number, but you're not on the. You're not aware of the spell. Or in National Treasure, when he steals the Declaration of Independence, the 19 is on the truck of his enemy, his friend that was turned enemy, who's driving away after they steal her back, or they're trying to get her back. The German actress, Austrian actress. So 19's on there when he gives them the fake one. And then there's also 322 in that one with the clock later on. There's a lot of things of different other numbers. Not different other numbers, but same sort of structure. There's a lot of Nicolas Cage movies with 19. In 2019, he's a movie called Score to Settle. It was 19 years. He mentions 19 years. Revenge movie. In John Wick, the third alarm bell. So 6 o'clock in the morning. Dee, 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 dee. So 666 actually. But the third six. So on the third alarm, dee, 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 dee. It's six first one, six the second. So first one's 6 o'clock at the beginning of the movie. When he gets the dog, another alarm, 6 in the morning. Then when the dog gets killed, another alarm, it's 6:19. Which refers to three times the 6, and then that's COVID 19. Because in the other one, the another movie with it's Hollow Man 2, the first house, the number is the house of the lady that they're going to protect, that he's trying to kill, is calculates the number of a house, calculates 19. So from there, eventually at the end of the movie, she kills him with what's called I've never heard that sound before. C19, rat poison. 6004, 64, which was 64 now refers to the whole. Israel thing I was talking about. And then quick reference to the 101 Crime film. It's 2026 film. I think it's 26 this year or last year. 101 Palestine, Palestine, which Pale means penis in Indian language, and stein means rock. So it's hard penis. Which is a reference to like Roman soldiers wearing a penis necklace, or just the whole idea of the penis being a reference to virility. Virility? Doesn't sound right. Strength and all that kind of stuff. 64 plus 101 equals 165. 1 plus 6 plus 5 equals 12. 2019 is the 12th sign in order. And 40 years in the desert is like the start of the millennium, is 2000, which is a dragon year. 20 years later, so T, the Torah, and the Talmud, is 20 years from 20, is it? It's round off as a rat year. And then 20 years from that is a monkey year. And then we'll go into, next time I'll talk about how every election in America since 1789 or 1792 has been either a dragon, 5, rat, 1, or 9, monkey, every 4 years, and it hasn't broken for over 200 years. And they mention that in the movie or TV show, The Conspiracy 13. It says, for 200 years we've been building a democracy. Meritocracy is better than democracy and the other one. What's the other one? I don't know the other one. What's the other one? I think I'm going to leave it there. This is actually good to leave because I'm going to start off next time. I'm tired. I think that's enough for now. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time, and I'll start doing these videos again. And like and subscribe if you want to help my channel grow. Thank you. And share.